it's me, Angey Lee. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. I want to do a series on self-care. It's very trying times in the world right now, and I know I'm not the only one that's kind of going crazy. And over the years, I've spent a lot of time learning about the things that I can do for self-care and how I can help myself and how I can get myself out of the major depression. So while I'm doing a lot more self-care, I figured why not film it and share it with the world, because we all know we need it right now. Watch out for the other videos. Make sure you subscribe so that you find them, and yeah, thanks for watching.
Start by just sitting back comfortably in your chair. Again, shoulders relaxed. If you'd like to close your eyes for this first part for a moment as I talk to you, that's fine. Because breathing is such a huge part of yoga and so important. We're going to start with just simple breathing exercise, just basically paying attention to the breath. Muscles of the face relaxed, shoulders relaxed down away from the ears, sitting up tall. Just noticing how your body feels today. That's another huge part of yoga, is just this awareness of yourself and your body and your mind and your thoughts and your breath. Taking deep breaths, you'll feel your ribs expand as you inhale, and you'll feel everything soften and sink and relax as you exhale. So for our first actual yoga posture today, we're going to scoot forward on the chair just enough so our feet can be a little more anchored. Reaching back, in this chair it's perfect. I can catch a hold of the bottom edge of the back of the seat and lift the chest forward and up. I don't need to lean too far forward, just enough to open the chest a little bit, to use this resistance of me holding onto the chair and then the chest lifting forward and out. Shoulders back and down. So I want my hands a little lower versus a little higher. I don't want my shoulders scrunched upwards. Take a few deep breaths right into this area around the chest. Just feeling that breath. Cultivating that breath that we started with, just nice deep inhales, nice long exhales. If possible, breathing in and out through the nose, but if needed, breathing in and out through the mouth. Just taking time to open up the chest, open up the ribs. Letting the tailbone still drop down so you're not scrunching that low back, but dropping the tail down, just chest lifting. And then sitting back just a little bit so you're anchored fully on the chair, taking those hands away. Still want to be a little bit moved forward on the chair for our next moves, which are going to be our seated side bends. So always wanting to feel connected and anchored in the chair so we feel comfortable and safe. I'm going to take my right arm up first and reach. Shoulders dropping down, shoulder blades dropping down, but fingers reaching up. The other hand is here just to help me stay on the chair and tilting over. So this does not need to be a huge bend, just enough to feel these ribs opening, feel the underarm opening, feel a little bit of the side of the neck opening. Always wanting to breathe right into your movement. So instead of holding the breath, we breathe into the movement. Deep inhale, deep exhale, lifting up and over, kind of like the water comes up and out of a fountain. To come back to center, really drawing in with the core, really using those oblique muscles right over here, and taking it back to center and then switching sides. So I anchor by taking my hand on the chair, and other arm reaches up, shoulder down, shoulder blade down. So I have a little space around the neck. Nice deep breaths as I move into the posture. I don't need to let my head flop over to the side, just a little tilt, just to open up the neck a little bit as well. Breathing into it. So you just lean over just enough to feel this opening through the side. Doesn't have to be a huge side bend. You'll feel it. You'll know exactly where the right spot is, just depending on how much stretch you feel. And to bring it back to center, we reach that hand up, we engage that core, we use those obliques. coming back to center, putting hands on legs and just pausing and finding those even, steady breaths again. Next one is seated twist. Twisting to the side, I like to take my right hand on my left thigh and either hand on the lower part of the seat, or even better, if you can catch a hold of the back of the seat, you'll be able to get a little deeper twist. My neck is long too, so I just turn the head, turn my gaze, turn my focus, anchoring my sitting bones. So even though we're trying to sit up tall, we're pushing the sitting bones down like we're plugging into the chair. And breathe as you do this pose. And bringing it back into center gently, taking a few deep breaths before we twist to the other side. So again, turning to the other side, left hand on right thigh, twisting. Or if you think you can catch a hold and give the chair a little bit of a hug over here, you can turn. Notice how my neck stays really long. And just turning, breathing into the twist. So we don't need to hold our breath. We're just going to turn and twist and then come back to center. Hands right on the thighs and just taking a few deep breaths. Always feeling ourselves come back to center. Feel how connected you are. Feel how grounded and centered and balanced you are in this natural seated position. This one's for building strength in the legs. So we're going to extend one leg out as high as we can. We're going to take that foot up as high as we can. And then, of course, we do the other side. Sitting up tall, creating lots of space, beautiful posture, working that thigh. Again, we need to scoot forward, still on the chair, but feet need to be fully anchored. I'm going to scoot my feet in a little bit, but make sure my heels are down. And pressing with the hands, I'm going to come off the seat and see if I can get myself right onto those feet and work those legs a little bit more. So you'll have to find the right adjustment. For me, I'm going to move those feet in even a little more, keeping those heels down. Push onto the chair and see if I can squat right over the chair. So how much you use your arms is up to you. Taking the seat off and then placing it back down. Good. After that, you get a nice relaxing pose. We sit back a little bit more and we just let that upper body fold over like a rag doll, just hanging in our seated forward fold. This is great to release the spine, to release the neck, hanging, relaxing those feet down as low as they'll go. Nice deep breaths here, just feeling that traction in and out of the spine, especially the upper spine. And breathing. Good. And carefully digging those sitting bones down again and curling up through the spine like we're stacking each vertebra one by one by one by one. This next one as well is a beautiful stretch. I'm going to scoot forward a little just so I can make sure this foot is anchored. Take my right ankle and try to take my right ankle up on my knee or my thigh. This may be a pretty big stretch for you when you take this foot up, so see how it feels as you're moving that foot upwards. See if you can get right up onto that thigh or that knee. This leg is rotating out naturally at the hip socket. There's no need to push the knee or put any pressure on that knee at all. Just having the hands up by the thighs or upper thighs or hips. And then if you're not feeling enough stretch here, you can fold forward a little bit, still feeling the sitting bones anchored. Breathing deeply into your stretches. It's a wonderful stretch. It's one of my all-time favorites. And then, of course, we come back up and we switch sides. Grounding this foot, taking other ankle or foot up on thigh or nearer to the knee if need be, and seeing how this feels. You're going to feel a lot of stretch in the glute and the hip here. That's okay. Just see how much stretch you need. So we'll do a little stretch for the upper body again. Sitting back in the chair, so we're a little bit more anchored and grounded and connected to the chair again. Sitting back, taking elbows up at shoulder height. Now you have the option of just squeezing those elbows together and you'll feel that opening and stretching between the shoulder blades. If you bring the elbows up and the hands away, you'll actually feel some stretch over the tops of the shoulders and around the collarbones. Stretch. The more the elbows move up and the more the hands move away from the face, the more stretch you'll experience. I try to draw my shoulders and shoulder blades down as well to get even more stretch. If you can wrap those arms, of course, we'll want to try to wrap the other direction, other elbow under. Staying at the level that you need to work at though. If it's just elbows squeezing together, that's fine too. If the hands don't wrap, that's fine too. Sitting up nice and tall because we always want to check in with our posture. And releasing. Just placing those hands and arms down and just feeling that nice relaxation that you found around the shoulders, the collarbones, and the upper back. And taking a few really deep breaths. Thank you so much.